Okay, so we're back live again here with another BanklessDAO Web3 demo. This one's really exciting. This is a project that I've heard a lot about. I started looking into them just about a year ago, and I never really got the chance to get involved, but I feel like I've been following them closely. So it's very exciting, excuse me, very exciting to have Shapeshift here with us today. It looks like they've dropped off stage already. We're still live though. Yeah, we do have Willie here today. He keeps getting booted, so just a little warning in advance. Yeah, I don't know why that is. It's a Discord problem, obviously. If you keep getting booted, I don't know if it would be the server. If you're active in Discord, you'd probably know. If it's just happening.
I gotta get 35,000 bank, I guess.
Get 35K. Yeah, exactly. It's a sales play for bank. No, those roles should keep you in. It's definitely not a verification bot kicking you out or anything like that. So not sure what's happening there, why you're getting rugged. But back to your intro. Shapeshift has been involved in DeFi for many years, and they've transitioned into a DAO. So anybody who's interested in DAOs or interested in governance or interested in tokenomics, this is a really fantastic opportunity to take a look at a project who has started decentralized and further decentralized over the years, and is a very strong project, and just a great project to have within the DeFi community. So Willie, welcome, and tell us a little bit about yourself and about Shapeshift.
Sweet, thank you for the intro. NF Thinker. If I do get booted again, I'll just hang tight because I can get back on stage in just a couple seconds. So we'll try and join again if that happens.
Sounds good.
Yeah, my name is Willie. Proud to be a Fox. I've been with Shapeshift since 2018. Prior to that,
if I had a script, I would just read it. I'd just continue reading it. Oh, this is not good. Welcome back. Invite to speak. You're back.
We're back. Hope we didn't lose anybody. I don't know what's going on, but we'll just try and get through this quickly, I guess. I've been with Shapeshift since 2018. Before that, I've started a couple companies straight out of college. My first one was legal tech in Web2. And my second startup that we started the same month that after I sold that first startup, I started Bitfract with some other friends. And Bitfract was built on top of Shapeshift. And it was the first tool where you could trade Bitcoin for multiple cryptos in a single transaction. So today, here to talk to you guys about what the Shapeshift DAO community has been building over the past couple of years. We actually just had our 2-year DAOversary a couple weeks ago on Bastille Day. Before I dive into what the DAO's building, which TLDR is a free open source platform to trade, track, buy, and earn, I'll give a quick overview on Shapeshift's history, because it's got a pretty good history, and not everyone knows about it. I think a lot of people who were in the crypto space in like 2017 or before are familiar with Shapeshift, but a lot of people I've learned that have joined crypto since 2018 haven't all necessarily heard of Shapeshift. So I want to just give like a quick overview of Shapeshift's history, and then we'll dive into the demo. So Shapeshift first started in 2014 by Eric Voorhees. If anyone hasn't heard of Eric, he's awesome. Definitely recommend giving him a follow or listening to some of his podcasts with Bankless. He's done a number of them. He also debated SBF like a week before that collapse began on Bankless. That was a pretty historic one.
Yeah, it's a historic NFT as well.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. So yeah, Eric's great. And he started Shapeshift in 2014, right in the wake of Mt. Gox. So for those of you who haven't heard about Mt. Gox, it was like the first centralized, it was the first Bitcoin exchange, and it was also the first Bitcoin exchange to get hacked. So at the time, like 80% of the Bitcoin in circulation was being traded
on Mt. Gox. Yep, I remember that. I can't speak from his experience. But just so you do know, InfoSec team is looking into why he might be getting booted. We've got Bog Dragunov checking and currently typing. So hopefully he's coming up with a solution. Let's get Willie back on stage here.
Hey, we're working through it. I'm not
yeah, we are.
It's a bear market, right? Like we've seen much harder. This is one of the easiest challenges we've come across. So.
Yeah, exactly. I did tag InfoSec, and they said that you're repeatedly failing the WIC verification. So I don't know exactly how he can get around that, but I'm pretty sure he can just give you a pass. So I'm just going to make sure and request that right now. But you keep on with the demo, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of your ruggings.
Awesome. Thank you guys for the support. All right. So yeah, I think I left off when we were talking about how Shapeshift was started right after Mt. Gox got hacked. A lot of users basically learned for the first time, not your keys, not your coins. So Eric started Shapeshift as the first tool where you could trade crypto from your own wallet without giving up self-custody. At the time, almost all of the trading volume was with fiat pairs like Bitcoin and USD. So Shapeshift, back when there were only a couple of different chains and coins like Bitcoin and Litecoin, Shapeshift started as the first way to be able to trade from them from your own wallet. So Shapeshift basically was a counterparty to every trade. Shapeshift had accounts on all these exchanges and was basically finding the best liquidity, the best rates it could across these exchanges, so that when you sent in Bitcoin, you could receive Litecoin. And it was like a vending machine where Shapeshift was the vending machine. So basically just a split second of self-custody. And this was pretty awesome. This was long before DEXs, even before Ethereum. But Shapeshift was the most popular way to trade crypto from your own wallet until about 2018, when crypto had evolved and regulators were starting to view crypto as money. And so Shapeshift spent millions of dollars on legal fees to try and see if it did not have to implement.
Oh, boom. Rugged again. I'm kind of watching this as Bog tries to solve this as well, and Wix being very picky and for some reason does not like Willie. He's been blacklisted, probably too much alpha. That's what I would say. You know, I did remember at the beginning of this video that I didn't say our disclaimers. None of this is any sort of advice. So hang tight, and we're going to find out more about the history of Shapeshift and what they're actually doing today. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Hopefully he'll be back very, very shortly. Quick shout out to Bear. How you doing, Bear? Good to see you, Brent, recently. And shame that I haven't met any of the rest of you IRL yet. Let's see. It looks like it's been booted entirely. Let's have a look here. It's a shame because we're losing steam with that. Let's find back.
Hey guys, thank you to everyone who's sticking around. My Discord is being crazy right now. And I keep getting every like 2 seconds, I get a DM from Matt Hatter saying my guest pass has expired in the sidebar. Let me just share my Discord screen so you guys can see what this looks like. Just see how this keeps going like back and forth. And then I get a DM from Matt Hatter every second. So I don't know what's going on, but thank you to everyone who's sticking around.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, sorry that's happening. I'm actually going to send you a screen grab and a message so you can see what we're seeing through Bad Hatters or through Wick, because it's just being weird. It doesn't say that you're suspicious or anything like that, but the manual verification command is not working. So anyway, yeah, we were just getting into that. So feel free to continue at your own pace. And obviously we want to get to the demo part of this as well. So I'll let you be your own judge of time there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's trying to squeeze like 8 years of history into a couple minutes. So I'll wrap this up quickly. But yeah, basically in 2018, Shapeshift came to the conclusion that it had to start requiring KYC in order to continue operating the exchange. And when I implemented that, we lost pretty much like 95% of the trade volume that Shapeshift was seeing to a lot of competitors who were not yet requiring KYC. So fast forward to 2021, Shapeshift had seen in 2020 just the proliferation of these DEXs. Definitely want to give a shout out to Uniswap, who basically we felt had kind of achieved the original Shapeshift vision better than we had. And instead of doing this in a way that required still some piece of centralization, which then required KYC and all this overhead compliance, Uniswap was able to do it completely trustlessly using decentralized protocols on chain. So Shapeshift was in awe of this, and we basically kind of acknowledged like, okay, we've kind of lost the trading game ourselves. Uniswap and all these other DEXs are crushing it. Instead of still trying to compete with an inferior model, let's embrace the change and aggregate these DEXs. So 2021, January, we integrated 0x to aggregate a bunch of DEXs on Ethereum. And then in April, we integrated Thorchain on the day that Thorchain launched their mainnet. And that day, we shut down Shapeshift's centralized exchange, and we stopped KYCing users and enabled users to still trade all the same pairs, but instead of going through Shapeshift, going directly through these decentralized protocols. Because of that, we were no longer required to require users to KYC because we were not touching their funds. We were just an interface to these decentralized protocols. And a couple months later, in July, we announced that Shapeshift was decentralizing, was winding down its corporate entity, airdropping Fox to 1 million plus addresses, and basically beginning the process of decentralizing and handing over control of everything to the Shapeshift community. So I'll post this link in the side chat if anyone is curious. Where can I put, what's the best chat for me to post links into?
Yeah, straight up in the amphitheater chat. It's titled Demo Shapeshift.
Sweet.
Yeah. And by the way, your verification has gone through now, so hopefully no more rugs.
Awesome, thank you. Can someone tag me in the Demo Shapeshift one? I am having a hard time finding it.
Yeah, it's a funny one. It's actually stuck into depending on what you're looking at. There's a few different ways to get to it. Just looks like a little chat bubble, but I am tagging you now.
Awesome, thank you, Sam.
I can't tag you for some reason.
That's probably why I can't see it. I was trying to search for it too.
So weird.
Let's see.
All the it says you've got 0 roles. That is so weird. How are you even here with 0 roles?
I think I snuck in when it was like refreshing over and over again. It just let me in at one point when I clicked it really quickly.
Came in through the permissions backdoor.
Okay, sweet. I can chat
you
now.
For 10 cents.
All right, I was able to post it at least in this side chat. I don't know if anyone can share that.
Yep, that's the one. Perfect.
Cool.
Got that.
All right. And that's a
hefty airdrop. So yeah, that's a bold move to make.
Totally, yeah. At the time, I think it was the largest airdrop in terms of number of users. And yeah, basically, since then we've been down it. That kickstarted like a 6-month process to wind down Shapeshift operations. In the meantime, the DAO is spinning up. So like as departments were kind of getting wound down at Shapeshift, the work streams were making proposals to the community to get funded. And yeah, we've been building now for a little over 2 years, like 2 years and a couple weeks. And very excited to show you what the DAO has built because it's pretty freaking awesome. And I think I'm imagining not everybody has seen it yet. We're a lot of people now, when they hear about what Shapeshift does, they're like, oh, I didn't know you guys offered this. Like I haven't used Shapeshift since 2017 or 2018. And then when they do use it, they love it. So I'm very happy and honored to have the opportunity to share what we've been building with you guys today.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to seeing it.
Sweet. All right, well, let's dive in. So yeah, this is shapeshift.com. We've got a web app, but you can also use everything that I'm about to show you on iOS or Android. We have apps. And really fun fact is the app is basically just like a wrapped version of this web app. So it really helps with development. Every feature we push to the web app is immediately available in mobile as well. You can view a demo, which is a pretty fun feature. So you don't have to connect a wallet. You can just hop in here and check out a demo wallet to get an idea of the Shapeshift app. But if you do want to connect a wallet, we support quite a few, including we have our own Shapeshift software wallet, which again is available on web and mobile and supports 13 different chains, not just EVMs. And we're also the primary interface for the KeepKey hardware wallet. But we also support MetaMask, a bunch of wallets through Wallet Connect, and Kepler, Coinbase wallet, XDeFi. And yeah, again, yeah, you can create a wallet in just a couple minutes, or sorry, even a couple seconds. It's super easy. And then that wallet will get saved locally on your device. You can also import a wallet as well. So I'm going to switch over to one of my saved wallets that I use for testing. So I can give you guys a demo. So here's the dashboard. We've got these really cool rainbow charts as well, which show you each asset in your portfolio over time. So this is a fun way to like see how, you know, if one asset's going up a lot in value and others are going down, basically a stacked area chart. Right over here, we got the trade modal. Right now, I'm bummed because our Thorchain node is down right now. So it's resyncing. It should be back in a couple hours. But because of that, there's a lot fewer chains you can trade on right now. So normally you would see Bitcoin in here and Cosmos and Doge, a lot more chains that you could trade between. Unfortunately, so check back later. It should be back online, but the timing revved us on that one. But basically, Shapeshift aggregates a ton of different dexes. So not only 0x and Thorchain anymore, but also CowSwap and 1inch and Osmosis and LiFi. So a ton of different dexes and dex aggregators to give you just the maximum amount of pairs and the best rates, even across all these different dexes and aggregators. One cool thing about this is that Shapeshift doesn't charge any extra fees. So if you're trading on Shapeshift, you're going to get the best rates available without any added fees. And we just have a ton of pairs. It's a great way, especially if you're trying to trade from Bitcoin, Cosmos, any non-EVM chain. Shapeshift's got, it's a good chance Shapeshift will support it.
So sorry to interrupt, but does this include bridging? So say, for example, I had some AVAX on ETH and I wanted to move it over to the AVAX chain, or USDC on ETH and I wanted to turn it into AVAX on AVAX chain.
I wonder, we do support bridging. I'm not seeing Avalanche on Ethereum, but we could certainly do like USDC on Ethereum to USDC on Avalanche. And yes, it does include bridging. So thank you for asking that.
Okay.
And you can bridge and swap too. So you could also go from like USDC on Avalanche just to like Ethereum or Fox on Ethereum, all in a single transaction. Actually, it looks like Fox won't work, but I'm not sure why it's not giving us a rate. That should work. Let's see if that gives us a rate. But yes, we do. We got bridging. That does work. Cool. I just don't have enough funds in this wallet.
Nice.
So you can bridge, swap seamlessly across chains without any fees added, and all just using these decentralized protocols.
Okay. And at the very beginning, when you showed us the splash page, you showed that it was mobile responsive. What does this look like when you collapse that down to a mobile size? Or
Check
do you
it
have
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
How smooth is that?
Very
Got a couple
smooth.
different views here. Sidebar's nice for like tablets. And then here's like more of what it looks like on the mobile view.
That's so responsive. Was that created in React?
Yes, React, and we use a lot of Chakra components. And all of this, by the way, I should mention, is open source. So if you like what you're seeing, you want to inspect our code, you want to fork it, everything you're seeing right now is completely open source. And that was one of the first things we did when we transitioned to a DAO, was we open sourced all of Shapeshift's code, or really rebuilt a lot of stuff. Like this platform, we definitely reused some stuff that we've been building, but a lot of this was just built from scratch by the community.
Wow, that is the beauty of Web3, building in blockchain. So much open source stuff. That's amazing. And yeah, as I said, it looks very responsive and it looks usable. So that's a main thing. Not too complicated, which I'm sure it can easily get. There's a lot going on under the hood, right?
Absolutely. And as you can see here, we're supporting a ton of chains, and not just Ethereum, but like Bitcoin, Doge, Cosmos, which is much easier said than done. So for sure, a lot of love went into this. And yeah, one of the things that we're trying to build here is the best interface to the centralized universe that doesn't just support EVMs. We absolutely love Ethereum and EVMs, but part of Shapeshift's initial nature and vision has always been believing in this multi-chain universe. Eric was actually like one of the first, he used to be a Bitcoin maxi. And I think he was one of the first, if not the first maxi to really publicly say, you know what, I was wrong. There is value to Ethereum, to these other chains. So yeah, we're one interface that supports a lot of different chains. Also pretty advanced, like we support multiple accounts, so you can add different accounts for these different chains. This wallet view just shows you all the different chains and your accounts on each chain. And if you have different tokens in here, you can just navigate like directly to those token pages. So that's what you'll find on the wallet tab. The DeFi tab will show you all of your DeFi positions. And again, this isn't just Ethereum stuff, but we've also got Cosmos and Osmosis. If our Thorchain node was active, you could also see your Bitcoin and your Doge that were earning yield in Thorchain. Let's go ahead. I see I've got Cosmos reward here, so let's go ahead and claim that with the 0.01 cent gas fee. Sweet, just claim some Cosmos, and then we can go ahead and stake some as well if I have enough. And balance is pretty low here. But yes, boom. So super easy to use. And again, one thing we're trying to do here is give you like the most comprehensive view of your portfolio. If you are a DeFi user, we want to make sure you're seeing all your DeFi positions, all the same positions you'd see on Zapper or Ethereum, but also show you your Bitcoin balance and your staked Cosmos and your Doge earning yield. You can see any claimable rewards really quickly. And we recently released NFT support. Super excited about this. This demo wallet doesn't have a ton, but let me switch to, oh, you get the idea here. You can also set any of these as your avatar. And this one you might think looks pretty cool. This is one that you can mint for free. If you come connect to Shapeshift, you can mint a free Fox avatar, and you can customize it, which is super cool. So I'll go ahead and I'll connect my other wallet here that has a badass Fox avatar. You don't even need gas to mint this. I should.
So can I just ask, actually, who came first, the MetaMask Fox or the Shapeshift Fox?
It's a great question. And the Shapeshift Fox actually came first because Shapeshift came before even Ethereum. So yep, we love MetaMask, but yeah, the honest answer is that the Shapeshift Fox came first.
Okay, own it. Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, we do love MetaMask. And one thing I should highlight is that I don't know if you guys have heard about these MetaMask snaps, but Shapeshift.
Yeah, I was speaking with them about that recently.
Nice. So we built one. It's actually going on the second final audit with consensus right now. But we have a multi-chain snap ready to rock as soon as MetaMask launches this. So you'll be able to connect your MetaMask to Shapeshift and use Bitcoin, Cosmos, any of the chain, Litecoin, Doge, any of the chains that Shapeshift supports, use with your MetaMask seed. Plus, if any other DApp wants to integrate that, that will also be available. If you want to also give MetaMask users support for any of these chains, you can use the Shapeshift multi-chain snap, which fortunately it took a lot of the wallet code that we already had. We didn't have to like rebuild it from scratch. So uses a lot of wallet code that's already been open sourced and battle tested since 2018.
And so these snaps, how much composability are they actually offering developers? So is somebody going to be able to put 2, 3, 4 different snaps together that include Shapeshift and other different DeFi protocols to perform one function, or are we not quite there yet?
That's a good question. I don't know if composable is the right word, because the snaps themselves are distinct. So I don't think like one snap can talk to another snap yet, but you can install multiple snaps. So basically what the process will look like if you are a MetaMask user is you'll come and you'll connect your MetaMask to Shapeshift. It will ask you if you want to install the Shapeshift snap. So dApps can choose to prompt that, and we'll prompt to install the Shapeshift snap. And then that will basically, then install this new snap into your MetaMask wallet that will give you support for everything in that snap, which for Shapeshift is all these other chains. But you could also go install some other snap. And then one dApp to your point could use multiple different snaps as far as I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just thinking of, all the things that you do offer with your DeFi platform, but there are some of the things that you also don't offer, such as payments and probably some, obviously some other functions. It's interesting that you've just introduced NFTs though, and yeah, maybe you could show us a bit more about that. So what can you see within the NFT view? Does that link through straight to OpenSea or different marketplaces?
Yep. Right now we are just linking out to OpenSea,
Mm-hmm.
but open to linking out to other marketplaces. Particularly, if any marketplaces have a referral program, that would be a great reason for us to link out to them. OpenSea used to have one, but they've paused it. But we have pretty
Nice.
robust functionality. We also got a refresh button. Sorry, were you saying something?
Oh yeah, I was going to say that we know quite a few different NFT marketplaces. People who have actually OG BanklessDAO members have gone off and started their own marketplaces, and a bunch of other people in just like people that we speak with on a regular basis. Some of them are doing better and some are doing worse, and some provide referrals and some don't, but they're all exploratory. And I think that's the coolest thing about it, is they're all like super gung-ho about it. And they're just like, they know it's the wave of the future. So they're just building with that in mind.
Super cool. Well, yeah, we just launched this NFT support, so I'm very open to suggestions on where we should go from here, and definitely want to evolve this going forward.
Cool.
And yeah, if you guys are into NFTs, definitely recommend checking out this mission to basically mint a free customizable NFT. Here's what mine looks like. There's a ton of different traits that you can use to customize it. All of this too doesn't cost any gas. It's all on Polygon, and Merkle is covering the gas cost for this. So pretty cool, and a great way to basically for new users to get familiar with NFTs. Like, the cool thing about this, you can set up a wallet. You don't need to have any crypto in your wallet even to basically be able to mint one of these, see it in your wallet on chain, and be able to then customize it and complete tasks, which is just an awesome onboarding journey that I'm excited to see in this next bull market as more masses come in. That we now have like easier ways for them to get started and get familiar with Web3.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, I've got a bunch of tasks in here basically. So like the more tasks you complete, the more different traits you unlock that you can use to customize your Foxatar.
That's cool. You've got the trilemma there. What were the details on the trilemma?
Right here. So yeah, there's different skills too. As you complete these tasks, you'll earn either like community XP, social XP, or DeFi XP, depending on the tasks. And then cool traits. You don't even know which traits you're going to get until you complete the task. But there's a ton of cool ones in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, this was fun, and something that just launched in June. So yeah, it's off to a good start, and up to the community to decide where do we go here with Foxatars. And there's a lot of different discussions happening right now. One that I'm personally excited about is these Fox rewards. So this is this new missions page. I'll jump here next because we already kind of covered this. But there's a couple of missions live right now that are pretty compelling. There's this free NFT you can mint. You can also earn 19.5 OP by doing things like trading or bridging. I know that Bankless is familiar with Thrivecoin. You guys are one of the other platforms on there. We're using them as well to distribute some OP tokens that Shapeshift got as a grant to users that trade, bridge, or on-ramp onto Optimism Network. So that's live right now.
Nice. I'm heading over to Thrivecoin.
Heck yeah. Oh, I should note, you will need a Gitcoin passport of score of at least 17. Check. Sweet. And that's how we're preventing bots from doing this. So pretty awesome. We're hoping to do more of these with any other protocol or service that wants to incentivize usage in a Sybil resistant way and give them a really nice experience where they can go from start to finish, on-ramp, bridge, trade, for example, all in one place. And we want to see more missions. So if you do that mission and you tweet about it, you can also earn some Fox from Postmint right now. You mentioned earlier, and I should have touched on this, that people might want to connect or like use other dApps. So we do have Wallet Connect integrated. So you can connect to other dApps with your Shapeshift wallet or your Keep Key using this Wallet Connect integration. But yeah, or if you have MetaMask, you can just go straight to the dApp. If anyone's ever used Gnosis Safe, it's very similar to that. Like once you prompt the transaction, it gives you a really nice confirm screen with the details of the transaction you're signing.
And does this work with multi-sigs? Or is there any real sort of reason? Do you have any call for that?
So with Wallet Connect V1, it did. Since Wallet Connect V2, I think I don't think it does, and I think that's due to some issues with Wallet Connect V2 and Safe that are still being worked out. So hopefully, would love to bring back support for Gnosis Safes, and hopefully we can do that just with Wallet Connect. If not, we might need to just bite the bullet and build a Safe app so that Safe users can use the app.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So a couple active missions. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually going to go ahead and finish with the missions, because my next question is actually to do with more of the wallet functionality.
Cool. So these missions are live right now. We just launched them last month. There's a CTA here for any project, protocol, or service that wants to launch their own mission. So if you want to attract users and incentivize usage in a Sybil resistant way, paying for performance instead of just like impressions or clicks, reach out and let us know what the details of the mission that you'd like to launch are. And then the next mission that we do have currently planned is Fox Rewards. And this is something I'm super excited about, something we've been building towards since the genesis of the DAO. Basically, it was part of that vision detailed in here that talks about basically rewarding the users that generate revenue for the DAO with Fox tokens. And yeah, maybe I can post a thread after this call on how Shapeshift makes money. Probably a lot of you guys are wondering if Shapeshift's free, how do you monetize? And there's kind of two quick answers. One is we recently launched optional donations on trades. So when you are trading, you have the option to give a donation to the DAO, but it's still optional. You don't have to do that. And if you don't do it, there's no additional fees versus what you get directly from the protocol or DEX. So that's one channel. But there's also affiliate revenues and a growing number of different protocols that just offer affiliate revenue programs. So in a way that doesn't cost the user any extra, but if you like buy or sell crypto for any of these fiat ramp providers, for instance, they all share a percentage of their fees with Shapeshift, but it's the same charge you would get if you use them through any other app or if you just went directly to these providers. Other examples of protocols that already have that live are 1inch, Yearn, CowSwap. We have a special deal right now with some grant funding. So basically, there's a number of different protocols or services that generate revenue, and they're happy to share a slice of that with Shapeshift for the revenue that we generate for them. It's a win-win. And what we want to do is we want to then give that revenue back to the user proportionally in the form of Fox tokens. So that's the dream, and we're finally like at the point. We first wanted to make sure that the platform itself was in a really good place before we just started sprinkling token incentives on it, because we wanted to make sure that people actually valued the core platform and weren't just using it for the incentives. And now we feel like we're at that place where we can now, platform's in a good place, we can now activate this. We're seeing strong growth already, and we expect that this will pour some fuel on the fire.
Yeah.
All right, you had a wallet question?
Yeah, I do have a wallet question. Obviously, I just also want to commend you on, the work that you've been putting into this and just all the thought that's gone into it. The missions that you've set up, I don't know, it just seems like you've touched on so much right there. The artwork, the narrative, the sort of gamification of it, the thought process behind the airdrop, and how you're going to use the tokens to incentivize. And you have this sort of this cycle, this virtuous cycle of tokens and rewards and paying back into the system. So yeah, that's really dope. I love how you guys have done that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, it means the world to hear that, because definitely a lot of love's been going into this. And
yeah. So with regards to the wallet question, Do you have integrations with hardware wallets, or can you sign with a hardware wallet?
So right now,
Just through Wallet Connect?
yeah, it's a great question. Through Wallet Connect, yes. Also, KeepKey is one that we have natively integrated.
Mm-hmm.
You can also use like hardware wallets with MetaMask, XDeFi, and Kepler. But the old version of Shapeshift before we decentralized did have like native Ledger and Trezor integrations. So I know there's a lot of support for bringing those back in the community. But yeah, if you'd like to see that, there you can request those features right here. And there's actually a button in the app to request features. So if that's one that's important for you, please submit it and we can get some upvotes. We also just launched this past couple months. So there might not be one in here yet.
Well, yeah, we'd actually like to see the Bankless wallet on there. Bear, who's in the audience today, he has a project called Bankless Wallet, and it is essentially that, a hardware wallet. So
Sweet.
That would be amazing to see our button up on there.
Heck yeah. Yeah, if you guys submit a request for that and then I'll upvote it, that will be a strong signal to the community that we should add that.
Amazing. Okay, Bear, get in there quick, stat.
Yep. And alternatively, you could also just open up the pull request too. You could just come in to HD Wallet and add support for Bankless Wallet directly in here. You can see we just added Coinbase Wallet pretty recently.
Oh, excellent. Okay, you know where to go, Bear. Hope you're listening. Yeah, he says. Great. Nice. This is cool. Building in real time. So are there any other features that you think really stand out with your platform that you've built?
I think, yeah, the final thing we didn't really cover is the DeFi section. We covered it up here where it'll show you your positions, but you can also discover opportunities in here. From a growing number of providers, again, there's no added fees on top of any of these. And yeah, we're working to really show you like, this is in progress, so it's just going to continue getting better. But our goal here is to show you just a comprehensive view of your portfolio across chains, and we think that's really needed. Especially something we're excited about too is just being a place where you can you do all the cool stuff in Ethereum land, but also do cool stuff in Cosmos land, and be able to bridge between them. We think there's a big need for that. There's definitely some cool support, lots of support for Ethereum dApps and wallets, lots of supports for Cosmos dApps and wallets, but very few dApps and wallets that support both.
And
so yeah.
So how is gas handled just on the native chain that you're transacting on, or are there oftentimes double gas fees?
Yeah, so if you're just doing transactions on Cosmos, you're going to pay gas in Cosmos. We've definitely done some abstraction, like you can trade Cosmos directly to Osmosis using Osmosis without having to pay any Osmo fees, and that was some fancy work we did to make that happen. But yeah, and LiFi does a similar thing too. There are oftentimes you can avoid having to pay, like even in a multi-hop transaction, having to pay extra gas thanks to dApps or protocols that abstract that, like LiFi or like what Shapeshift's done with Osmosis. But yeah, if you're like manually bridging across different chains, definitely make sure if you're just going to bridge over to Optimism to do one of these missions, you're going to want to bridge some ETH over to Optimism so you can cover the gas fees there. So it kind of just depends, but definitely we try to make it easy where we can.
Nice. Okay, so we got some DeFi options, we got some wallet options. There's some trading, swapping, bridging, missions. There is a lot going on, but it's kind of essential, right? Because you get all these new users on, they want to test out all the tools, and the best way for them to take full advantage is to go through the missions, get incentivized to learn how to use the system, and then get on there and start using it for themselves. Yeah, so it just opens up so many questions. How about this one? Is there anything that's on your roadmap that you're excited to implement, which isn't quite ready yet for prime time?
Yeah. If you guys want the full alpha too, you can check out, there's a proposal up right now for kind of this next quarter. We also have like a prettier version of the roadmap here on the site. A couple big things. I mentioned MetaMask snaps. I'm super excited about that. Another big one that I would be remiss if I didn't mention is Archeo. They actually just tweeted an update today that they are planning to launch their public testnet on July 31st. So this is something that Shapeshift has been building for over a year now, about a year and a half. We've been working with Coinbase Cloud on this, as well as the founder of Thorchain, Chad Barraford, or the lead developer at Thorchain, one of the founders. So this is huge. It's going to be, it's kind of the final boss in decentralizing this app. So this app is hosted on IPFS. So the front end, relatively easy to decentralize. The only backend that there is right now for this app is blockchain infrastructure. So nodes, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cosmos nodes, and indexing layers for transaction history. Otherwise, it's just an interface between you and your keys and these decentralized protocols on nodes. Any of the API integrations we have all come right now from the client side. So clients talking directly to CoinGecko to get price information. But yeah, so Shapeshift's goal is to fully decentralize itself and give complete control over the community. The node infrastructure is one of the final bosses in that mission. And the launch of Archeo will be like a major step towards basically providing that decentralized marketplace for this node infrastructure. Yeah, not only will it help solve that for Shapeshift, but any other app that wants to be truly decentralized and not run their own nodes or rely on centralized parties, or just devs who need blockchain data or need a node and don't want to spin it up themselves, will be able to tap into this. So super excited about this. If it works out, then yeah, Shapeshift itself will be truly decentralized, which we think is important for in the ultimate interface to the decentralized universe. We think you need to be decentralized. Yeah, it'll make the app completely unstoppable and censorship resistant.
Wow. Okay. So, yeah, sounds like a big step towards decentralization. And so how would they compete with somebody like, say, for example, Gateway.fm or who's that other infrastructure provider? Bear, you had mentioned them earlier. Oh, wow, you're on X. It's no longer Twitter. It's
So I can link to this thread. It does a really good job kind of addressing the differences between some of the competitors out there. Because before we decided to build Archeo, we looked around to see if any of the competitors, or if there was any solution available to us. I think Pocket Network at the time was a leading one. Lava Network hadn't even been announced yet. But yeah, I love Pocket Network. I really like their team, but it's not yet fully decentralized. And I guess you have to dox and KYC yourself. You got to pay the Pocket Foundation fiat and a credit card. I know for a fact that they are censoring users in like sanctioned countries from being able to use it. So they are working towards decentralization, which is absolutely commendable and not easy. They're not quite there yet, at least at the level that we felt was necessary. And yeah, our design is just very different. And one of the really cool things about Archeo is that it takes the node infrastructure that Shapeshift has been building for like 10 years and basically just like incentivizes a network of validators to run that. So we're not building all of this from scratch. We already have really robust, awesome node infrastructure that's all like Dockerized and uses Kubernetes clusters, super robust, and has the indexing layers. And basically then building a network to incentivize it and using a Cosmos to do that, which is a great way to build new blockchains, and is part of what enabled us to build this pretty quickly. So
okay, nice.
It's probably similar to those, but competitors and some key differentiators.
Okay, yeah, I added a link into the Gateway Twitter. So take a look at those guys. They're big into decentralization. They recently partnered with Gnosis Pay to offer all their node services.
Oh, super cool.
Yeah,
I'll check them out.
Yeah. So we're pretty much over time here, and I've got to run over to an AMA with Opolis and Crypto Sapiens and those guys. So there was a question here from OX Bear, Bear.eth. Are you making using interchain accounts for the gas abstraction? Sorry, not sure if I read that right. Are you using interchain accounts for the gas abstraction?
Interchain accounts, is that a Cosmos thing or is that an Ethereum? I don't think we are using it.
You might want to clarify that.
Yeah, right now, basically the accounts come directly from the wallet. So the wallet has to support it, and the keys get derived like locally using your wallet seed. And it's not like we're not yet. You could, if there's a smart wallet that you can connect via Wallet Connect, you can connect that. But yeah, Shapeshift wallet itself, or any of the native wallets we have integrated, are not like account abstraction smart wallets yet. We think that's really cool, but for now, and I think a big part of it is that we are focused a lot on this multi-chain world, not just like if we were just focused on EVMs, I think the account abstraction would be more compelling at this time. But it's hard to do that with like a cross-chain, multi-chain wallet for chains that don't yet support that. But definitely something we're keeping an eye on. I know there's a lot of fans of account abstraction in the Shapeshift community.
Yeah, definitely. And I didn't even consider the fact that it's not cross-chain compatible for non-EVM chains. And so Bear, you say on Cosmos for not paying gas. Hopefully that answered your question there.
That's super cool. We should look into that. We don't yet have, yeah, right now you do still have to pay gas for your transactions on Cosmos. Fortunately, they're really cheap, but yeah, if we can make it free, that would be killer.
Nice. Well, yeah, this has been a super fun demo. Really happy that you guys were able to come and present for us today.
Yes, thank you for having me. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Huge thanks to everyone who stuck around. Let me go.
No, that's no problem. Yeah, apologies for that, because that has to do with our verification process. You have to be verified in a certain order, and I think when I gave you the roles, it just sort of jumped the queue or something like that, and then Wick was not too pleased. So, yeah, but we're all good. Glad we got through it, and yeah, again, happy to have you in here and show us everything that you're doing. To be honest, I haven't really used Shapeshift, and this is a good incentive now for me to use it.
Yes, please check us out. Tell your friends, support open source public goods. And yeah, I just posted that thread on how Shapeshift makes money if anyone's interested.
Yes, very interesting. Cool. All right, nice one. Well, just as a quick reminder to everybody, none of this was financial or investment advice. Really happy to have Shapeshift with us here in the house today for this BanklessDAO demo. If you have a product that you want to share with the BanklessDAO community, Fight Club community, DAO Relationships community, or any of our wider network, let us know. We have a form you can fill out, and you can join us here on Wednesday for the BanklessDAO demos. Thanks again, Willie, and we'll see you around.
Thanks, friends. GM.
All right, GM.